Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to use Azure Data Factory to transfer data from S3 in Amazon to Data Lake storage in Azure. Now we are going to do the setup. All we need is to have an Azure account and AWS account with a subscription. We are going to do all these steps to set up Data Factory for transferring data from Amazon S3 to Azure Data Lake. First, we need to create a resource group. Second, we will create an Azure Data Factory, create an Azure storage account, create a user in AWS, create an Azure Key Vault, create link service for Key Vault, create service for S3, and create dataset for AWS S3. Then we will create a link service and dataset for storage account. And the final step we will do is create a pipeline on Azure Data Factory for data transfer. Hello, I'm going to show you how to create a resource group in Azure. So I assume that you already have an Azure account and already signed into Azure portal. So let's create a resource group. Let's click create a resource and search for resource group. And select the one with Microsoft. Select subscription. And I will give my resource group name is Storm Resource Group. I select the region is North Europe because I live in Finland. You can choose the region where you live. Click review and create. Click create and go to the resource group that we just created. We already have a resource group, and we also just created an Azure Data Factory in the previous video. Now we're going to create a storage account. So let's click on create a resource and search for storage account. Select the one published by Microsoft. Click on create button. Select the resource group that we already have and give this storage account a name. Azure Data Lake Service Account 01. The region, my region in Europe. Prefer storage type, I choose Azure Blob Storage or Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2. Performance standard. Redundancy, I select local redundant storage for low cost because this is just a demo. Click net, and this is the important part, that we should select enable hierarchical namespace Next, just keep it by default for networking, and also for data protection. I don't use any customer managed key, so I keep it by default. I don't give any tag at the moment, and the validation process is running. So click on create button to create a storage account. It will start the deployment process. It will take a while for deployment process to be completed. So now deployment process is complete. Let's go to check it. In order to read the data from AWS S3 bucket from Azure Data Factory, we need to create a user in AWS and give the permission for that user to read the data in S3 bucket. So let's go to IAM in AWS and then go to user. So I'm going to create a new user. I call this user is click next, and I will attach the policy directly, and the permission I will give to this user is read-only permission. And click create user. Now we have a new user created, and this user has the permission to read data in S3 bucket. So we also need to generate security credential. So what we're going to do is we will create a set key. And select application running outside AWS. Click next. So we can write some description. So create, and we now have asset key and secret asset key. Now we can download the CSV file. So we will use this asset key and secret asset keys in Azure Data Factory. So we already create a user in AWS and give that user the permission to be able to get access to read the data in S3. We also generate a credential for that user and download the files which contain the asset key ID and secret asset key of that user. So now what we're going to do is in Azure portal, we will create an Azure Key Vault. Azure Key Vault is a way to store the secret. So let's create a resource and search for Key Vault. Click create, select resource. To the region, Europe North is my region. So we need to select Vault Asset Policy. Click next, next, review, create. Click create. So now the Azure Key Vault already created. Let's go to resource. So what we're going to do here is select assets policy and assign the policy, create a new policy to Azure Data Factory to be able to get, read, and set data. It means that for Azure Data Factory to be able to use this key vault. So now our Azure Data Factory is able to access to this Azure Key Vault. So let's go to Objects and Secret and create the asset key ID. create secret asset key to store the S3 secret asset key. So the process of creating Azure Key Vault already complete. So what we're going to do next is create a link service for the Key Vault in Data Factory. So let's go to Data Factory. Select our Data Factory. Launch Studio. Go to Manage Session. Click New to create a link service. Search for Key Vault. Click Continue. Give the name link service Key Vault. Select a subscription. Select the Key Vault that we just created earlier. Test the connection. Now the connection is successful. Click Create. Now the link service for Key Vault already created. So now we create another new link service for S3. So click on New and select Amazon S3. And give it a name, link service S3. So the runtime and authentication type, select Azure Key Vault, select Key Vault, secret name, and this secret asset key also select Azure Key Vault, select secret asset key, so let's test the connection. Connection successful. Click Create. So now we have link service for S3 already created. Now we need to create a dataset. Let's go to Author, click on Dataset and create new dataset. So we going to read the data from Amazon S3. Let's click Amazon S3, continue. So the file in Amazon S3 is CSV file, so we select CSV file here, click continue. So we give the dataset name is AWS S3 5 and select the link service that we just created. Out the CSV file that I have has the first row a header, so this one, keep this one selected, and I will browse to my S3 bucket folder that is store the file in S3 bucket. Now we able to list the file here. We can also see all the files from S3 bucket here. So the bucket name and the folder and the file we can leave empty. It means it will read all the file inside this folder. So let's click OK. So from here, let's see the column delimiter. I select semicolon because the file is said that separator. So let's click publish all. Okay. Now our dataset already created and published. So what we're going to do is we will create a link service and a dataset for our storage account in Azure. But before that, we need to do a couple of things. First, we will store the asset key of our storage account in our Azure key vault. So let's copy the asset key. So go to our storage account and go navigate to asset key. So we have two key here. We can select one of those. So I will copy this key and go back to our Azure Key Vault and go to secret and create a new key. I name this one and enter this one asset key. And save. Create. So the asset key of our storage account already saved in our Azure Key Vault. So let's go back to the portal homepage. So the next thing we need to do is prepare a place in our storage account to store the data that we transfer from S3 bucket in Amazon to our storage account. So let's go to our storage account, and in the container we will create a new container, and inside this container I also create a directory where we will store the CV file. So this directory is now empty, and when the transfer complete, we will see this directory will contain all the CV file which is transferred from S3 bucket to our storage account. So now let's go to our Azure Data Factory and create a link service for our storage account. So click on link service and click new, select Azure and select Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2. Click continue and give this link service account a name. Select enter manually and give the URL of our storage account. Because we store the asset key of our storage account in Azure Key Vault, so select Azure Key Vault and select link service Key Vault and select the asset key that we just create, and click create. So now our link service for our storage account already created. So let's create a dataset also for this storage account. So create new dataset. Also go to Azure, select Azure Data Lake Storage account, click continue, select CV5, and also give this a name. And select the link service that we just created. For the file system, let's go here whether we can select. Yes, we can. And also this folder. So we see that the file path already filled in here. So click okay, and in here let's select the semicolon, because our in our CV file it's the column separated by semicolon. So that's it. Let's publish all and click on publish. Now the publishing complete. So let me go here and check. So last time I forgot to test the connection of our link service. Let's test it now. So the connection is successful. So now we already create the link service and dataset for S3 for S3 bucket in Amazon, and also we also create a link service and dataset for our Azure storage account. So this one. We already created a dataset for our Azure data, which is Amazon S3, and another dataset for destination, which is Azure cloud storage. So what we will do next is create a pipeline to transfer the data from the source to destination. So click on new pipeline, and we will make use of copy data, and give this pipeline a name. Then we will select source and select source dataset. We can select wildcard file path. So in here we can use like copy all file CSV. So let's use CSV.csv. We can review the data. It will show some data from the short files. So it gives us a review of how the data look like. So let's close the review data and go to sync. It would mean destination, and select the destination dataset. So we don't need to select anything here, just leave it as it is. And then now we can validate the current result. it said that our pipeline has been validated. Let's close this. And we can run the debug. So now we see that the activity is in progress. The activity status. So when it's set, it shows like set it here. So now it's already copy the data successfully. Let's click on publish all to save and publish to save the pipeline that we just made. Now publish also successful. So if we go to our storage account to check whether the data already transferred successfully or not, and go to container, select the container and go to inside the folder where the data will be transferred to, and we can see that all the file already transferred from the source to the destination. So last time we create the pipeline so that it's transfer all the data from Amazon S3 bucket to our Azure storage account at once. This action usually only apply once for the first time that we do data transfer. After that, let's say we have new file upload to our Amazon S3. So on daily basis, so we have a new file upload to our data source. So what I'm going to do is change the configuration of the pipeline so that it's only transfer once, only transfer the file that just upload today. So now let's go back to our Azure Data Factory and select the pipeline. Select the activity, copy data one that we created earlier. So the current configuration is will do the transfer all the file from Amazon S3 to Azure storage account as once. But now we don't want to do that. We want to apply the incremental data transfer. So this means only the file that upload to data source today will be transferred to the destination in Azure Cloud Storage. To be able to do that, I'll go to filter by last modified and select start day, add dynamic content. select function. I will use the function UTC now. This function will return the current date time. But I also use another function is start update. So if we apply this one, it will return the time of time and day, which is the beginning of today, and in the end time. So I apply UTC now. So let's validate, and your pipeline has been validated. But before hit the button debug, we can go to our Azure storage account and we check. Currently we have 25 files. It starts from 1st of March 2006 to 25th of March 2006. And in S3 bucket in Amazon, we just upload one file, which is 26 of March 2006. Let's see when we run debug. That if now it is in progress, and when it's succeeded, we can check in our Azure storage account. We should have new file upload to here. So let's go to click here and go back to the folder. So now we see a new file already transferred from S3 in Amazon to our Azure storage account. So now it seems to work well. So it's time to publish, to save the changes. So now the pipeline and the activity copy data configuration already changed to for incremental data transfer. Sorry, the file name should be store cell underscore 2026. It's not 2006. This is 2026 March and day 26. So what I'm going to do next is I will improve how I store the file that transfer from S3 to Azure storage account container daily by whenever a file transfer. For example, today a 14th of April, a new file that upload to S3 bucket, and when it's transferred to Azure storage account here, there will be a folder name 2026 April 04 and day is 14. So to do that, let's go over to our Azure Data Factory Studio and select the dataset. So I'm going to change this folder a little bit. Instead of using the name like this, I add the dynamic content. So I will add the dynamic content. I keep the folder and add a subfolder dynamically. I'm using format daytime. To format the day and the current day, I use the function UTC now to get the current day and format the day in year and month, day. So let's save this. So this one will generate dynamically. So let's publish all and click publish button to publish the changes. So the dataset is now published and saved. Let's go to our pipeline and click on copy data activity here. Before that, let's go to our S3 bucket in AWS and upload a file to there. So I'm going to upload, let me search for the file that I will upload. So let's upload this new file. So I just upload the file 27 of March 2026 today. Today is 14th of April 2026. So let's go to our Azure storage account, and like the file hasn't transferred yet, let's go to our Azure Data Factory Studio and click on debug. So we need to wait for this activity testers chain to succeed it, and it just take a little time. So now it's succeeded. Let's go back to our Azure storage account, and inside this storage cell data folder, let's hit refresh. As we can see, this new folder created, and let's check inside this folder. The new file that we just upload to S3 now already transferred to our storage account container inside this folder. So from now on, like on the daily basic, we only need to select the data from inside the current day, which is the new file that transfer from S3 to storage account container inside our Azure platform.